Hi everyone, it is me, Xena, Fighter Queenling here, Xena Pappas here, and a lot of folks want to ask, well, they never asked, but hey, answer the asking even if you never asked it. So, everyone wants to know, uh, Xena, what made you want to make a YouTube Fairway? Well, the first thing is that there wasn't any YouTube Fairway on YouTube. Yes, there's a lot of folks who show play or close play as me. There's a lot of folks who give their thoughts on my show, but that's about it. There might be some folks who give their thoughts on my dolls and my film games, but that's it. But there wasn't any YouTube Fairway around, and still isn't to this day. It's like it's not a thing. It's like sometimes you get lucky and you seek an opening for yourself where no one has an opening or a luck at. You see what's needed, what someone's not doing, and you do it. Oh, yeah. So that's why I made a YouTube Fairway. Another thing someone might ask me is, Xena, why do you offshoot from Angry Grandpa and Psycho Dad and Psycho Mom and Lunatic Dad and Angry Grandma and Angry Dad and Mad Dad? Why do I offshoot from everyone who's got the name Angry, Mad, Crazy, or Nut in their name? Because I thought at the time it would work. Like, I'd get angry on the show, so I offshooted it from what I saw them do. And I know a lot of folks will say either it's fake or it's not. I don't know. You know, some folks out there, it might be themselves that are playing. Others, it might truly be that crazy or mad. I don't know. I'm not them. So I offshooted from Angry Grandpa, which was the first one. And then there was Psycho Dad or Crazy Dad. Then there was Mad Dad. Well, there was, I guess you could say there was Crazy Dad again. Then there was Crazy Mom. And then there was, after that, then there was Angry Dad and Mad Dad. And then there was Angry Grandma. And everyone who seemed to have the word angry or crazy in their name or nuts in their name did one or two things. Either they had fights with their kin or friends, or they broke stuff and threw shit. They broke shit or threw shit around. Either it was all show playing or it wasn't all show playing. I didn't know, so I offshooted from it. Did it work for me? I don't know. We're still offshooting from all of them. Even some of them are not doing it anymore. Another thing some folks might ask is, Xena, how come? Why did you want to own your own wrestling business? Why did I want to get in? Why do I want to own my own wrestling business? Well, because I have been a wrestler, a fighter for most of my life. I've been in the TWF since between 99 YL, maybe about 21 years ago. And the TWF was going down. It had shifted. It had gone from ring to ring, web shooter, shooter, web shooter, web shooter, and a lot of things happened. And I said, well, fuck, I'm gonna keep the TWF going. I'm going to keep the TWF where it's at. And a lot of folks are going to say, well, what about Vince Kamicki and what he did over the years, or what Diva Talks did when she had it, or what you did? Well, yeah, Vince Kamicki had the TWF for many years, not between 93 YL, I think until about 23rd between YL. And then after that, well, it fell into Diva Talks, and she had it for some time, and then she ended up selling it to me. And the Costco Wealth team has owned it ever since. And I know some of you folks out there are going to be like, oh, Xena, you should not run the TWF the way that Stephanie McMahon and Nick Kong run WWE. You should do it the way that Violent J and Snaggy Tulo do it, or the way that Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong do it, or the way that Leonardo Asper does it, or Al Snow, or Billy Corgan, or Robert Black, or Count Borner, or Carlos Colon Elder. Yeah, well, they all, I guess some of them run it And the way that Stephanie McMahon and Nick Kong run it is the way that I'm running it. I mean, I have a lot of onlook for all of them and what they're doing, but some of them don't. Some of them don't all. But at the end of the day, you can't say that only they know what they're doing, or you can't scathe me for running it the way that Stephanie McMahon and Nick Kong do, and then say, well, I should do it the Shao Kahn Anthony Kong way, the Snaggy Tulo Violent J way, the Leonardo Asper way, the Al Snow way, the Billy Corgan way, the Count Borner way, the Robert Black way, or the Carlos Colon way, Carlos Colon Alder way. Anyway, the last thing I'm going to say is, a lot of folks might ask me this to be like, well, folks should ask me this, but they don't. How do you feel about your show never coming back? Still angry over that, still irked over that, still pissed off over it when it comes up. I mean, my show needs to have a new make. But it never got a new make because a whole bunch of shit happened that made it become a dead thing. It was almost as if it was like WCW when WWF bought it. It was like, oh, well, it was almost like that because first they couldn't make up their mind how much that Comcast NBC was going to give them to make it. Then they couldn't make up their mind. After that, then it became a big thing about who was going to show run it. It was going to be, Samuel Rainey and Robert Tappert and some other fellow were going to be the main showrunners. And then when it came to casting, they got Katrina Law. And she backed out because she felt she couldn't play Xena as good as LaSalle Tappert did. Formerly Lawless, formerly Ryan. Anyway, and then, well, a bunch of other shit happened. Joxer, Xanderus, the other showrunner and head writer, he left. And the folks at Comcast and NBC just told Robert Tappert and Samuel Rainey, well, it's dead. Thanks for coming in, but sorry, but it's a dead thing. So yeah, my show never getting a new make was almost like when WF bought WCW and then thought they were going to get TNN and UPN and MTV at the time to get all these new WCW shows. And UPN and TNN and MTV at the time didn't want, only want WF shows, not their WCW shows. So they ran it for about a week on Raw and SmackDown and Heat, or I should say Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and Sunday Night Heat. And then it just got dropped. So yeah, it was almost like that. So anyway, it just irks me to this day. So anyway, that's all the time. I'm going to answer some askings out there that you folks should ask me, but you never do. Anyway, that's it for all the time I got here. If you like this film, follow me over here at Xena Pappas, Xena Fighter Queenling. Well, that's the last film I made yesterday over here. Last time over here, the Freddy Krueger Stunt 8, which I'm still irked over. I'm Xena Fighter Queenling, Xena Pappas, and I'll see you later.